As the evening air began to turn cold and the parking lot slowly emptied, she noticed something small moving near a row of cars. At first, she assumed it was just a piece of paper rolling across the gray concrete in the wind. But it moved again. Not the wind. It was shaking. She slowed her steps. Her heart sank when she realized what it was. A kitten. Tiny, fragile, alone. When she heard footsteps, she panicked. If that car started moving, if the driver didn't notice, everything could end in seconds. She didn't think anymore. She ran. The moment her hands touched the kitten's tiny body, the kitten let out a cry. Not loud, not aggressive, thin, trembling, repeated, like she had been holding it in for too long and simply couldn't anymore. That sound made it impossible to walk away. She had never considered herself a cat person. She liked stability. She liked getting enough sleep. She liked control over her routine. Bringing an animal home had never been part of the plan. It meant responsibility, worry, disruption, change. But standing there in the cold, with the sound of the engine still echoing behind her, she understood one thing clearly. If she walked away, this kitten might not survive the night. So she didn't walk away. When they brought her home, the fear didn't disappear. It followed her inside. It followed her into the corner of the living room where she curled into herself. Every footstep made her flinch. Every door closing made her tense. Every unfamiliar sound made her small body stiffen. Luna, come here, sweetheart. They named her Luna because she had appeared quietly in the cold night, impossible to ignore. That first night, they barely slept. She woke up again and again just to place her hand gently over Luna's chest, checking if her heart was still beating, checking if she was warm enough, checking if she was breathing steadily. The house felt different that night. Not peaceful, but full of care. The first night was a quiet fight for survival. They fed her tiny amounts at a time, gently dried her fur, wrapped her in soft blankets, trying to replace the warmth her little body had lost out in the cold. The next morning, they took Luna to the vet. The waiting room was so quiet they could hear the clock ticking on the wall. No one spoke much, but in her mind, questions raced. What if something is wrong? What if I was too late? Then the veterinarian walked out with a smile. She's healthy. Just 2 words, small, frightened, but healthy. She hadn't realized she'd been holding her breath until she finally let it go. The entire room seemed lighter. That was the turning point. Fear shifted into hope, and from hope, something deeper began to grow. In the days that followed, Luna was still cautious. That first night, she had fit entirely in 2 hands, her heartbeat fluttering like a tiny bird. Whenever someone walked past, her head would snap up in alarm. She didn't play. She didn't explore. She simply watched. Then one afternoon, she chased a small piece of string across the living room floor. She stumbled, got up, chased it again. It wasn't graceful, but it was play. For the first time, they saw her living, not just surviving. The change didn't happen overnight. It came slowly, bit by bit. Luna began eating more. She stretched out when she slept instead of curling tightly in fear. She stopped jumping at every sound. Soon she was running across the living room, hopping onto the couch, stretching out in the morning sunlight as if she had always belonged there. And the woman who once said she wasn't a cat person began arranging her schedule around Luna's feeding times. She grew used to the sound of tiny paws on the floor. She noticed when the house felt too quiet without that soft movement nearby. She couldn't pinpoint the exact moment her heart changed. She just knew that one day, the thought, "This is only temporary," had disappeared. In its place was protectiveness, attachment, joy in the small, simple sight of Luna curled up asleep on her lap. Not every rescue begins with sirens. Sometimes it begins with noticing. a small movement in the corner of your eye, a decision to step closer instead of walking away. That night, she thought she was saving a kitten, but in truth, she was saving a part of her own heart she hadn't realized was missing. The kitten who once clung to a tire just to survive now sleeps peacefully in a warm home, no longer trembling at every sound, and they can't imagine their lives without her. Luna didn't just find a home, she gave one.